All right, so let's get right into it. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something we all think we know, the office. But I want you to forget about gray cubicles and boring desks. We're talking about the secret headquarters, the real command center that makes any group, big or small, actually work. So let's figure out what's really going on in there.
To get us started, just picture this for a second. A school, but there's no principal's office. None. No central spot for anything. Can you imagine the chaos? Where would you go if you had a problem? Where would teachers get their marching orders? It would be a complete mess, right? Well, that's exactly the kind of chaos an office is built to prevent.
And that really brings us to the big question, doesn't it? If an office is what stands between order and chaos, what's its secret? How does it actually work? How does it keep everything from a little neighborhood bakery to a giant global company from falling apart? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
Okay, first things first. We need to get to the bottom of what an office even is. And I'm not talking about the furniture, I mean what it really is at its core. Here's the textbook definition, but it's super important. An office is a central place where three things happen. Work gets done, decisions get made, and records get kept. And that word central, that's everything. It's the hub, the one spot that ties the whole organization together. Without that, you've just got a bunch of people doing their own thing with no connection.
And what's so cool about this is that an office isn't about how big or fancy it is. Take someone like Madam Kemi, who runs a local bakery. Her office could literally be just a tiny corner of her shop. But in that corner, she's got her customer list, that's her records, and that's where she figures out her daily sales. That's her decision-making. See, it's the function, not the furniture, that makes it an office.
And that idea of function is a great way to think about our next clue. Because these command centers, they come in all shapes and sizes, and each one has a very different mission.
So you've basically got two ends of the spectrum. On one side, you have the small office. We're talking just a handful of people and they're laser focused on a few basic tasks. On the other end, you've got the large office. This thing is like a city. It's got thousands of employees all dealing with super complex operations. Let's look at some real-world examples. A perfect example of a small office, the bursar's office in a school. You know the place. Its job is super clear, handle the money. It's usually just 2 or 3 people, and they do essential stuff like collecting fees and giving out receipts. It's simple, direct, and gets the job done. Now, let's zoom all the way out. Think about the headquarters of a huge organization like the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. This is the definition of a large office. You've got thousands of people working in all these different specialized departments, trying to coordinate incredibly complex operations for an entire country. It's a whole different world.
So whether we're talking about a tiny bursar's office or a massive corporate HQ, how do they actually do it? How do they create order? Well, it turns out that every single effective office relies on 4 fundamental, well, let's call them superpowers. These are the secret ingredients that make the whole thing work.
Yep, it all boils down to this number, 4. There are 4 core functions that every single office, no matter the size, has to nail to be successful. So what are they? Here they are, the big 4. You've got communication, which is all about how information gets around, record keeping, which is basically the organization's memory, decision-making, the brain of the operation, and finally coordination, which is making sure all the moving parts actually work together. These are the pillars holding the whole thing up. And what's really cool is how they all feed into each other. It's like a loop, right? It starts with communication, getting the word out. That info gets saved through record keeping, so you don't lose it. Then, using those records, leaders make decisions. And finally, coordination makes sure everyone is on board and moving in the same direction. It just keeps going, one big, powerful cycle.
Okay, so this is all interesting stuff about businesses and schools, but why does this matter to you? Well, because these 4 superpowers, they aren't just for the workplace. They are, in fact, powerful life skills that you can use every single day.
I mean, seriously, think about it. Every time you organize your notes for a class, you're practicing record keeping. When you're in a group project, you're using communication and coordination to make sure everyone's on the same page. And anytime you have to figure out the best way to solve a problem, that's you sharpening your decision-making skills. These are life skills, plain and simple.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. An office isn't just a physical place, it's a system for getting things done. It's how you organize your desk for studying, how your family manages who does what in the kitchen, or how you run your side of a group project. You're already using these principles, so take a look around you. Where's your secret headquarters?